Um, I bring up this conversation, at least once or twice a year, out of the year. And I try to do my best to reach, you know, the people, specifically my people, black people. And the reason why I say black people is because of the fact that we're the ones that are in the hospitals for all types of ailments. You know what I'm saying? Diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, prostate cancer, colon cancer, the list goes on. You understand? And the reason why is because of our diet. Now, for those that live in the northern states, you're not off the hook as well. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're going through what we're going through in the South. But you all have bad eating habits as well. Most New Yorkers, Northerners in general, eat out. They do. I used to live in New York, and I can tell you how many times I sat down at the dinner table and ate a full course meal that consisted of starch, protein, vegetables, you know what I'm saying? But here in the South, man, one thing that I could say that the Northerners have the advantage is that most Northerners walk. You know what I'm saying? That's just a part of the culture, up north. You walk a lot. Whether you're walking to the subway station, trying to catch the bus, you walk to the bodega, you walk to the grocery store, you walk to the laundromat, you're walking to see your friend, you're walking to see your mother, you walking. Here in the South, it is frowned on. It's like people will say that you're broke if they see you walking. At least in the black community, I'll say. Or let me say this. In the uptown South End area, if you're walking or running and you're black, that's cool. Because a lot of people do exercise in the uptown area, in South End as well. But if you're here, like in Still Creek, and I see you running down South Tryon Road, they do. Don't get it twisted. People do, especially in when it gets hot. But just you running or whatever. I'm not thinking, but most people are thinking, hey, you ain't got no car. I'm plain and simple. So what I'm saying is that Northerners do have bad eating habits, but they are constantly on the go. In other words, they're burning that fat. They're burning the carbohydrates. They're burning all of that stuff. All of the bad food, they're burning it up. Whereas here in the South, we always get in the car and we go. Let me tell you something. You see my face? Look, it's plumpy. It's you know what I'm saying? That's because this is what the South does to you. And I work out. But it's something about the South where you're not as active. You're not. People that go to the gym, they go to the gym, but most people don't. Most people just, go back and forth and do what they got to do, on a daily basis, whether it's going to work, picking up the kids from school, from childcare, going to the movies, going out to eat or whatever. Matter of fact, to be real with you, a vast part of our entertainment is going out to eat. I know that that's universal. Don't get it twisted. But here in the South, it's something about food that we as Southerners just embrace. We love. Especially what? That soul food. That food that's not really good for your soul. That food that can get you killed. Like you Northerners, you come down for the Christmases and the Thanksgivings and all the rest of that stuff, and you come down here and you're like, wow, man, Auntie Katie or Betty June or Uncle Larry, Uncle Willie, man, they got all this food. They got Thanksgiving, they got the turkey, they got the macaroni and cheese, they got the ham, they got cranberry sauce, they got gravy, they got corn on the cob, they got chitlins, they got collard greens. They got flounder, shrimp. They got it all. And I tell you, here in the South, these holidays, there's exceptions to the rules. You know, there ain't no such thing as gluttony, like regular, throughout the course of the year. We don't think about gluttony like that. You know what I'm saying? We're not eating until we die. But in Christmas and Thanksgiving, oh man, it's gluttony like a motherfucker. Niggas is eating so much to the point where they passing out, sleep, snoring on the couch. Because Southern food is part of a Southerner's culture. Straight up. I remember I used to go down south, and my grandmother used to be like, yo, come over here, let me feed you, let me put some meat on your bones. You know what I'm saying? And that same grandmother, I'm not gonna lie, she's in her 80s. She's the only one that's left alive. 2 great aunts, dead. 2 great uncles, dead. And they didn't die from no bullet wound. They didn't get hit by a car. They all died from their eating habits. And I'm here to forewarn you. If you move down here, you know what I'm saying? Or for those that are already here, transplants, all that were people that were born and raised in the South. We have to, specifically black people that is, we have to change our eating habits. If you want to continue to live on this planet, it's just that plain and simple. It's nothing complicated to it. Yeah, it's okay to have a cheap meal. Yeah, it's okay to eat, something that you like at least one side of the week. But for the most part, you definitely have to. I'm not going to go as far as say counting your calories. When you're obese, when you're morbid obese, definitely. But when you're like, you got some fat, around your, like me, around your face and, a little chub in your stomach and shit like that, in your thighs, your inner thighs and all of that, you don't necessarily have to count your calories. I would just tell you eat in small portions. When you do eat, it is a science to it. Don't get you a big ass plate or a big ass bowl. Because then you're going to want to fill up that big ass plate and that big ass bowl. Get you a smaller bowl and a smaller plate. If you don't drink water like that, you know what I'm saying? But you have to. I would say start off by drinking one of these. Me? I've already had my gallon of water. Early this morning. I started drinking a gallon of water like 8 o'clock this morning. I could take a gallon of water down like that. And I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be real with you. The way I was able to do that, the way I'm able to do that is because I've been conditioned. For real. For those that know me, I'm gonna say this for the 90th time, I was part of a cult and, we used to go out and tabligh. Tabligh was teach people, teach the people, you know what I'm saying? So we used to go out, New Yorkers, y'all seen us, the Nuwaubians, you know what I'm saying? At one point in time, we were Ansars. It's still, Nuwaubians, they call themselves Sabians, still in Jamaica Avenue and Parsons and Archer, subway station, 125th, downtown Brooklyn. And I think that's it. It's probably more, you know what I'm saying? But I know those 3 locations. Still up there with the books, you know what I'm saying? So we pull out the books, put it on the table, whatever, oils and the incense and all the rest of that stuff, and we were selling. So we would be out there, all day long. And while in the process of being out there all day long, if we didn't, like if we had a table, and then most times we would just go out, you know what I'm saying, and knock on people's doors and shit like that, like in the South. And most times, we get thirsty, and then we had time to eat. So, I found myself and others drinking gallons of water. And at first, it was difficult. But then eventually, you know what I'm saying? This is what you want to do. You want to develop good habits. So it became habitual. I would go out, tabligh, and bring my gallon of water with me. And it stuck with me. You understand? For those that fell off, because, a lot of people became ex-Nubians such as myself, and they just started going back to their regular shit. You know what I'm saying? But me, it stuck with me. So these little bottles of water, I've already had my gallon. I'm just drinking these little things like throughout the course of the day if I get thirsty. You know what I'm saying? And also, if you don't like the taste, y'all have been on this taste, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't like the taste of water, whatever, put some lemon in it. I put lemon and lime in my shit and some liquid chlorophyll. But I could drink water straight up. I just take the lemon and lime because, the lemon and lime is great for you, especially if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to burn fat. It assists your body. It's not a fat burner per se. It's not like you could drink, like you can eat some lemons and the fat is going to go away. No. But take baby steps. You understand? Like, yo, I said this a million times before, and my family knows this. Don't invite me to any funerals. And if I don't like going to funerals anyway, I don't want to see you like motionless in that, situation. I don't even want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? In that casket. You know what I mean? Because I want to know, the last picture that I have of you in my mind is when the last time I seen you alive. So I'm not gonna go to a funeral off the rip of just seeing somebody like that. But don't invite me to no funerals if that person died based on their eating habits. You might as well not even tell me. Straight up. Oh, he had diabetes. I ain't going. I'm not. My cousin, it's messed up to say, but I'm gonna be real with you. She's dead. She's been dead for over 15, 20 years. She died very young. And she left 5 of her children behind. But I resent her till this day. You want to know why? Because she had diabetes. And with my cousin, it was a process. Like, first her teeth started falling out. Then she had to get her toe cut off. Then they had to cut her whole foot off. Then they had to amputate half of her leg. Then they had to cut off both of her legs. And the last time I talked to her, you know what she was asking me? She was like, yo, she always used to be like, yo, cousin, yo, listen, how it is? I was at the time living in Greensboro. She was like, how's the men in Greensboro? I was like, yo, I'm not gay. What do you mean, how's the men in Greensboro? She's like, yo, cousin, I'm coming down there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, yo, how will you, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being real. Who's gonna fuck with you? You don't, both of your legs are gone and your teeth are out. But she still, to make the long story short, she still wanted to party. And after that, she slipped into a diabetic coma, and her husband at the time, you know what I'm saying, pulled a plug on her in Atlanta, Georgia. Straight up. So we have to definitely focus on our health. Many people, I get in the DMs, you know what I'm saying, emails and comments in the comment section of my videos on this channel. Hey, what about the restaurants? And I heard that the food is not good and da-da-da-da-da and this and that and so forth. Hey, listen, I had heard that your health is not great. So you shouldn't be focused on what the food tastes like. Because it doesn't matter what the food tastes like if you're not here to eat it. Plain and simple. And I'm not gonna lie, I had a cheat code in my life. My cheat code was, of course, like I said, the coke. You know what I'm saying? I would be drinking water, and eventually it became a habit, a good habit at that. But prior to that, my aunt was a Hebrew, and I lived with her for a little while. And all she used to eat was salmon. Salmon croquette, rice, vegetables. You know what I'm saying? We would have turkey ground. No pork, no beef, no chicken. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I had to, like, basically, not even basically, if I didn't eat at my aunt's house, where else was I gonna eat? You know what I'm saying? So I had to actually eat the things that they ate. So at a young age, I was in my early 20s eating like that. I haven't touched pork in I don't even know how long. I haven't touched beef and I don't even know how long. When I became a vegetarian, I was a pescatarian. I was eating shrimp, which is the pork of the sea. It's just as bad as eating pork. Flounder, and they say flounder has no period, so it's a dirty fish. And salmon. I was eating salmon steak. And nowadays what they're doing to the salmons, they have fish farms. And they feed in these fish farms. You know what I'm saying? They feed the salmon like these pink pellets. And the pink pellets is really like the food, and it's dye. So when the salmon eats it, it dyes the flesh and makes it look like pink, so it can look fresh when you purchase it from the grocery store. Like, what I'm trying to explain to you all is this. I could give two shits less if you become a vegetarian or whatever you do. You know what I'm saying? I just want to give you the information. Like, come on, let's be real. Like, it is like really, you gotta like do this to your food when you eat from now on, because you don't know what the fuck is real or not. They injecting hormones inside the meat, the cow, the chicken, and the pig. You wondering why your daughter walking around here with double D's and shit. Like, she damn 9 years old. Her titties bigger than yours. And I'm not trying to be funny, but it's a reality. And let's not get it twisted. I'm not off the hook. You know what I'm saying? I mean, vegetables are genetically modified nowadays. And I can sit here and say, all I do is eat organic vegetables and da-da-da-da-da. Man, please. That ain't nothing but a PLU number with organic on the sticker. A PLU number starting with the number 9. So this is what these motherfuckers say on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Well, you need to look out for the organic and conventional. The conventional or the GMOs, it starts with a number 4. And the organic is the number 9. Don't you know that they could just put a fucking sticker up there and put the PLU number as a number 9, etc. And then you may sit back and say, well, we got the food police, call the FDA. The Food Drug and Administration don't give a fuck. They don't. But I tell you what. I tell you who should give a fuck. You. I just don't understand how we as people literally allow them to have a food industry. I don't understand how we as people, let's just say for the sake of the conversation, please, excuse me, we as Americans allow them to commodify our food. Like, it's not, you gotta be a genius. You gotta be the most foul and evil motherfucker on the planet to commodify 3 essential things that we need in life. As food, shelter, and clothing. This bottle right here, you're gonna charge me $1. Well, get them in bulk. You know what I'm saying? It's like, get them 35 a pack. You're gonna charge me $1. Let's say for the sake of conversation, you're gonna charge me $1 for that water. So all you did was just put some water in a plastic bottle, and that's it. That's it. But you go as far as say, well, we did da-da-da and this and that, so blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the day, did you make water? No. Okay, then. Did you make an apple? Did you make it? I didn't say did you grow it. Because at the end of the day, let's just be real. I could plant a seed in the ground and let's say, for example, an apple seed in the ground, and it will grow by itself. In other words, food shouldn't be for free. I mean, damn, my fault. Food shouldn't be for sale. Shouldn't. You got people out here struggling to eat. And guess who's most affected? Blacks. Because we have food deserts in our community. And this is nothing new that I'm talking about. This ain't some shit that I just found out. I've been knew this years ago. You New Yorkers think it's normal to go in a bodega and order a fucking turkey sandwich with some little bit of vinegar, black pepper, salt, tomatoes, whole light mayo, American or Swiss cheese. You think that's normal? I've been in the bodegas. Man, half of them shits is dirty as shit. You ever seen any of them motherfuckers clean that, wash their hands before they fucking fix your sandwich? They don't give a damn. How many bodegas do you know of that have, you know what I'm saying, fresh produce? And I know what y'all gonna say. Well, you know, I could go on the Ave and get, you know what I'm saying, I could get fresh produce from the Chinese people, the Jamaicans, this and that and so forth, or really Chinese people. Do you know how long it takes for food to get to New York? Whereas in the South, I can at least say that you know, I'm getting my shit, my vegetables and fruits and vegetables from, like, you know what I'm saying, Florida, Georgia. You know, some of my shit, onions, you know what I'm saying? White onions, red onions, some of my shit is locally grown, you know what I'm saying? They get it in South Carolina. And you can run into a farmer here, but can you do that in New York? No, not really. Yeah, man, you know, I try to do the best I can. I'm not perfect, and I'm glad that I'm not. Who wants to be perfect? I don't. Who wants to be a leader? I don't. Who wants to represent the people and, you know, having to give up certain things? I don't. You know what I mean? So I have my cheat days, and I'm not perfect. You know, I think just the other day I had me some cookies and shit. And I know them shits wasn't organic. And that's another thing too. I see all y'all motherfuckers going to Whole Foods getting all these organic candies and shit. Like, I used to eat all of that shit. Still do some of that shit. Starberry chews. You know what I'm saying? So you used to eat Starburst. So you like, nah, I ain't eating that shit. They ain't no good. They got red dye, red 40, blue lake 20, yellow 6, and all that shit, right? So you call yourself being a little bit more healthy. You go to the Whole Foods and you get those chewy things. I think I've got some wrappers in this motherfucker. I just had some the other day. You know what I'm saying? And in the back of the fucking packet, I caught on to that shit. So it's not red dyes. You know what I'm saying? You know how they dye it red now? You know what I'm saying? Well, not now, but they use beets. Beets will dye the shit out of anything. It is a natural food coloring. But let me tell you something. At the end of the day, you get them chewy chews and it says organic on it. It's still junk food. It's still candy. Period. So I went too far with this. This is going on 25 minutes. Let me just say this, man. The moral of the story is this: you got to eat better. You got to eat better, whether you was born and raised in the South, or whether you coming from the North, or coming from Midwest or the West, or you know, further down South, up here, you know, trying to make a change in your life. Hey, listen, you should. I see a lot of these you know, people that do videos on Charlotte, or do videos about Florida or Georgia or this and that and that. And you know what they fail to leave out? Discipline. You gotta be disciplined across the board. Not just in your pockets, but what you put in your mouth. Pause. Straight up. Because at the end of the day, and this is real talk, I'm dropping jewels. Pick them up. At the end of the day, you can have all the money in the bank. Let me ask you a question. Who wants to be Warren Buffett? Raise your hand. Oh, you a fool. You a fool. I'd rather be broke and healthy than to be Warren Buffett. You want to know why? Because at the end of the day, the next day and the next day, I can strive to be him. But Warren Buffett is going to be out of here soon. That plain and simple. And I'm pretty sure that Warren Buffett can't even do one push-up or pull-up. So if you're not healthy, you can have all the money in the world. If you're not healthy, you can have all the cars in the world. If you're not healthy, you can have all the jewelry in the world, all the money, everything. Everything. If you're not healthy, you can have all of the women in the world, except for black women, because black women ain't gonna put up with no limp dick. That's a fact. That's a fact. She'll be fucking somebody on the side before she put up with your limp dick. Straight up, that's my word. Well, in other words, what I'm trying to explain to you is this. You can't do without your health. If you're not here, you can't spend the money. If you're not here, you can't drive the cars. If you're not here, you can't live in a house. No matter how many houses you own. So we have to put our health first. Not the other way around. We can't put money first. We can't put this first. And I know what y'all gonna say, well, how are you gonna be able to afford things that's good for you? And nigga, a push-up is free. Water, it ain't free, but it's cheap. Start off, if you gotta just drink that salt water, because that's what Dasani water is, with a whole bunch of other shit. When you turn the cap, that shit say psst, like it's a soda. If you gotta start off just drinking some cheap ass water, listen, let me tell you something. Developing habits, good habits in your brain, let's just take it to that, is for free. So stop making excuses. That plain and simple. All right? My name is Langston 2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely share this video.